Hey, welcome back to my YouTube channel, EzyMentor. Again, I am with a new type of analysis called ANOVA, and this is same as F test also. You can say ANOVA is same as the F test. And here we are going to I have created some templates here, writing in my Excel sheet. So these all things we need to calculate in ANOVA. So uh, the next here we want to find the mean. For that we need to identify what is mean by G1, G2, G3. So this is our data. You can see everything is aligned like a perfect manner and we need to identify what is G1. G1 can be any school. I say it as XYZ school. So in my perception, G1 is an XYZ school, G2 is ABC school, and G3 is WXY school. And here you can easily see that now that G1, G2 and G3 as three schools. So basically from data it's not will be we cannot identify schools like this separately. So while you go on analysis parts, you can see here a group is divided into how many groups. So we need to filter and take data from here. We need to select all and take group one separately, and we need to filter like this, and we should apply and we should copy paste these values to a new sheet and go for an analysis of variance, which means ANOVA. So here you can see now XYZ is one school which is named as G1, ABC is one school which is named as G2, and WXY is one school it's named as G3. And these values are scores of 5 students in each school. Which means from XYZ school, I have chosen 5 students for my analysis and their scores. Same like ABC and WXY. So what we are going to test here is to check the means are equal or not. So I have stated two hypotheses H0 and H1 that H0 express H0 tells us all the means are equal. All the means of G1 equal to G2 equal to G3. And H1 says that these means are not equal, which means G1's mean is not equal to G2's mean not equal to G3. So these are our hypotheses, and we need to find solution for this using ANOVA, and we are going to do it now. So the first step is to identify the mean values of each school. So give equals and give average. Select average. Select the entire data of G1 presenter. So we have got 59 is the average score of XYZ school. Same like this, I'm going to drag to here. So I will get the mean values of ABC and mean value of WXY. Then next we need to find the grant mean. Grant mean is nothing but that the average of full data. So give equals select average. Sorry, I have chosen a different one. Select average. Average and select entire data and present there. You can see now the grand mean as 53.6, which means from the whole data the average value is 53.6. So we have got mean, we have got grand mean also. Next step, we need to find the sum of squares of total, sum of squares of between, and sum of squares of within. Like this, three tables are there to identify, and we need to find out that using some equation. So first is sum of squares of terms, which is nothing but that we need to do some equation. The equation is as follows. Give equals, give open brackets, select the cell B4, then give minus, and next we should select grand mean and log that cell, log the brackets raised to 2, which means square. We need to find the square of the values inside the bracket. Press enter. So we have got value as 1632.16. Same like here also we need to see solution. So it's nothing but that give equals open brackets. Our value is G2's first value minus here grand mean value, press F4, which is locking. F4 is locking. Then close bracket raised to 2. Again next is give equals open bracket, select the cell minus grand mean, press F4, close bracket raised to 2. So these are the answers for the first line. These are the answers for the first row. So to get values for the next 4 rows, just drag these two down. Again drag this two down and again drag this two down. So you can see here automatically the cells are moving. Then here also you can see automatically the cells are moving. So while we kept G7 as locked, while we drag there is no issues. If we didn't keep G7 as locked, then it will be showing error. Next is we need to identify sum of squares of between. So next is to identify the sum of squares of between. We have another equation. We need to give another equation these cells. So the equation for SSB, which means sum of squares of between, means the sum of squares of between, which means mean and the grand mean. So give equals, give open brackets and select the first cell of mean, then give minus, then is select the grand mean, press function of 4 and close the brackets. Okay, here we have one mistake. We need to lock this one also, lock this and close the bracket raised to 2. So this is our equation, and which means this cell G6 and G7 is locked. Both cells are locked here. G6, the mean value and the grand mean value both are locked. So we give enter, again give equals, open brackets, select the cell next to G2's mean score, press function of 4 minus grand mean, press function of 4, close brackets raised to 2. And again next value is again same like this. Give this cell, press function of 4 minus grand mean, lock it, raised to 2. So we have got some squares of between, just drag this to down. This is nothing, this is same here to below the values. So in sum of squares of between, for each rows you can see same values. Sorry, in each row, each columns you can see same values. Then next is we need to identify what is sum of squares of within. Then sum of squares of within is nothing but that. Here I will show the equation. We need to take equals, select the cell G1. Sorry, before that we need to give open brackets. Select the cell G1, first value of G1, then give minus, press here the main value, press F4, then close brackets raised to 2. This is the value. Again, same like this, equals, open brackets, select the value of G2 minus, here the mean, function of 4, closing the brackets and raised to 2. Again, here also same procedure, minus this value, lock it, raised to 2. So we have got the values and just drag it down. Sorry. Some mistake is there. Okay, once more drag it down. So now we have got the values of samosa squares of within also. And next here we need to find the sum of all the table. Sum of all sum of squares of total. Next is equal to sum of all the sum of squares of between. And next is nothing but that, the sum of squares of within. So we first identify for each values sum of squares of total, sum of squares of between, sum of squares of within, and finally we found the sum of that data, sum of squares of between, sum of squares of within. Next is degrees of freedom for each sum of squares of total, sum of squares of between, and sum of squares of within. The first one is degrees of freedom for sum of squares of total is nothing but that n minus 1, which is we have 15 observations here, which means 5 into 3, which is 15. So give 15 minus 1. We got 14. Then next is we have only 3 groups here, G1, G2 and G3. So 3 groups, which means 3 minus 1. Press enter, we got 2. Then next is we have group of n values as group of n values, and which means we have group with n values 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 5 values in the group. So our value is equal to 5 minus 1. Press enter. But there is one more thing. Sum of group of n values, which means we need to find the sum also, sum of this. So we have 3 groups. So we should add 4 times 3 times 4. So we have 3 groups. We identify the first value, and we are going to add it 3 times. We have 3 groups here. So press enter, we have got 12 as the answer. Then next is we need to identify mean square. Mean square is nothing but that. We need to divide the sum of squares of total divided by its degrees of freedom. So in first cell we can give equals this value divided by its degrees of freedom. Then next this value divided by its degrees of freedom. And next is this value divided by its degrees of freedom. Like this we have identified the mean square values also. Next is we need to find f value. F value is nothing but that the between the sum mean squares between minus mean squares within. So let's see what's going to happen here. Press equals. Between is this one. Between is this one. Second one. Divided by mean square of within. It's clear now? Between, by, within. Present. So we have got the f value as 0.509. Next is we need to find solution for p value. For that give equals, then press F. We got here f distribution. Second one, and press tab. You can see here it is asking some x value. In x value give the f value, then comma, degrees freedom of 1 is this one, and degrees freedom of 2 is this one. So we have given x as this f value, degrees freedom 1 as degree of freedom of sum of squares of between, degrees of freedom 2 as degree of freedom of sum of squares of within. We have got p value as 0.61322. Next is we need to identify what's the result. To find the results, press equal to, then give if. Press tab. If this p value is greater than 0.05, we should print accept H0, or otherwise we should print reject H0. So this equation says if the value p value is greater than 0.05, we should print accept H0, otherwise print reject H0. So here we can see what's going to happen here. So the result is accept H0, which means we need to go to the top and see what our H0 is. The means are equal. So the result is means are equal. So actually we can identify from here also whether the means are equal or not. But some situations we may get trouble and we will stuck and say there is some difference in here, so we can't say the means are equal or not. But on such situations we will go for ANOVA and we will find solution for the test. From here we have got what's the hypothesis we need to select. So the ANOVA test tells to us that select accept H0. So we got H0 as means are equal, which means our means are equal. The means of these three groups are equal. So this is called ANOVA test. This is actually what is happening in ANOVA. So like this, if you study each test, it will be easy for you in future. Like we also studied chi-square like this, and we also studying ANOVA like this. Like this, if you are studying these tests, it may be easy for you in future. So next day I will be bringing ANOVA in simple steps. So let's see the video tomorrow.